Okay, let's start with Chapter 3, Exercise 1 to 3. These 3 exercises are straightforward and related. They will show 3 features of SK5. 1. Dollar props, which replaces the clunky export let. 2. Onclick, which replaces on::click. 3. Dollar state. In SvelteKit 5 runes mode you now uses let with dollar state. Svelte compiles state into getters and setters, so state is essentially signals. The other exercises in this chapter will cover other runes, like dollar-derived and dollar effect. We will also look at signals, snippets, and async for wait. Open the app. Click Exercises. Select Chapter 3. Click the arrow at Exercise 1. This will load the component and render the display in the right side of the screen. You can click the arrow icon to hide the sidebar containing the exercise selector to give more room to see the exercise output. Okay, so if you click the right arrow next to my first component, then you should see Hello World. I am showing the code here for Exercise 1. In Svelte, as you will know, you have a script section where you import other components, signals, etc., declare state and reactives, and declare your functions. You also have markup code, and you may also have a style block for your CSS. Please note that the focus here is on SvelteKit 5 runes mode and in particular signals, so I will not be explaining CSS, though I probably have CSS in most components and some may have comments. Alright, so here in script, we are structuring the name property from the $props object. If name is not provided as a prop, then it is given the default value of world. In the markup we are displaying hello with the value of variable name, so if this component is called without a prop, we get hello world displayed. Simple enough. Okay, let's build on this in Exercise 2. Click on the arrow next to Exercise 2 item list. You should see Hello Earth and then a list of fruit, apple, banana, orange. Now, let's look at the code. Here we are importing the first component. Then we are again using a prop items. If no prop is received, then by default the items array is apple, banana, orange. Next, we call the imported component with a prop, name equals Earth. So now the imported component, Exercise 1, does not need to use the default, world, since a prop was passed, so it will set name equals value of prop passed. That is why we now see a Hello Earth instead of Hello World. Next, we see the default fruit items listed, using the each loop. As no prompt was passed for this, we get the default. So guess what we are going to do in Exercise 3? If you said pass component to a prop, then you are ahead of the game. Click the arrow next to Exercise 3, click button, and you should see Hello Earth. A different list of fruits to Exercise 2. Hello Ethan. Anna, click me on button. So let's take a look at the code. We will start with the script section. First we import the first 2 components as we will call both of these. Next we destructure props, but what is this? This is an inline function being passed as a prop? Yes, that's right. Props can contain functions, so you can pass a function to a child component. So here we have an inline function that calls the console.log. Next, we set state for variable icon font button control and fruit list array to pass as a prop to our second component. And wrapping up the script a function to toggle the button text and called the default prop function. I am using Windows Edge, so to see the console log, I right-click, then click Inspect, and then select Console. Okay, so that's the script. Now, let's look at the markup. We call the second component with our current fruit list. Remember, the second component expects a prop, and if none passed, would default to its own list of fruits. But now it will use the prop. Next, we call the first component with a prop, name equals Ethan, so we get a message Hello Ethan. And lastly, we have a button, which we set a dynamic class depending on icon. This is also using a ternary operator, which is basically an if-else statement on one line with the syntax: if condition is true, then do what is after the question mark, and if false, do what is after then colon. In this case, class is set to on, or if is on is true, otherwise set to off. We have another ternary for the button text. The button uses an onclick event, note no colon after on, as in previous versions of Svelte, to call function handle click. So that's it for exercises 1, 2, and 3. We looked at the following SvelteKit 5 runes mode. Prop $, the new way to handle passing props to a child component. Onclick, now without the colon after the on. Events like this are now like JavaScript events and no longer require the colon. State, with SvelteKit 5 runes mode, you declare variables with state $. This used to be let variable equals value. Now, you must declare all variables with state, except constant derived. We also worked with dynamic classes, ternary operators, and an each loop. And that's a wrap on exercises 1 through 3. Next, we will continue with some more exercises covering more aspects of SvelteKit 5 runes mode.